Hi there, I'm Mike, and what I have for you today is a video that I'm just now getting around doing because I finally have all four of those first four Andor figures that were half Target, half Walmart exclusive. So we're going to take a look at them real quick, but it's four figures, so as quickly as I can. My main thing is I want to see, what's new about them, what's reuse, that sort of thing. So we're going to actually start off with maybe the most newest one of them, and that is Cassian Andor from the Aldhani mission. So if you watched Andor, and when they announced this, I'm just like, what the crap is an Aldhani mission? But if you watched it, you know what the crap an Aldhani mission is. That was the first kind of little arc, second arc of the show. Episodes like 4, 5, and 6 kind of revolved around Aldhani. It was great. Loved it. That's when I knew the show was going to be special. And this is what he wore when he essentially broke into the Imperial base on Aldhani. So we have the mural on the side. Nice likeness of Cassian Andor. Super nice likeness of Cassian Andor. His face is not shiny, but we'll get into the figure in a bit. I want to just look at the box real quick here. On the back, it says Cassian Andor, Aldhani mission in an era filled with danger. Okay, this is the same thing on all the Cassian Andor. So it's not character specific, kind of like what they did with Obi-Wan, and that sucks. Anyways, it says, in an era filled with danger, deception, and intrigue, Cassian Andor embarks on a path that will turn him into the rebel hero who will challenge the evil galactic empire. So that's on all the backs, so we don't have to read it. You might notice, this is number 1, and you might notice some, I think this might be Chinese, Taiwanese, maybe some Japanese in there. I don't know. This might not be on yours. And the reason that it's on mine is because I actually got this from Return of the Nerd, and a store based in Taiwan. Nice guy. This is normally a Walmart exclusive, but I got it on Black Friday. This is a Black Friday purchase for me. He had it on sale for $18 shipped. It was in stock, and I could not pass that up. So I got this and the other Walmart exclusive, both $18 each shipped, which is cheaper than Walmart is selling it for. So, kudos to him. If you want to check out his store, it's on the bottom. It's interesting because he doesn't have a store traditionally. You just kind of say, hey, I want this. He creates you an order and you pay him, and then he makes you a fun little video and sends it to you. So he packs it and he films him packing it. It's fun. Love the guy. Anyways, well, my one interaction with him has been good. I'll say that. So here we have Cassian Andor as he was breaking into the Aldhani Imperial base. He is wearing kind of a normal Imperial chest armor, and then he has sort of just like an Imperial, just a regular uniform underneath. He comes with this kind of a standard newer Imperial pistol that we've seen since Rogue One. There's a nice little holster on the side, which I really like. I like him just kind of being in the Imperial garb. I just don't feel like having him constantly have the gun out. That kind of ruins the illusion of him being, under, in disguise anyway. So his hat is not removable, but he has a fantastic face. Look at that face. Very facey, very, very good detail on it. The paint looks nice. And again, it's not shiny, which is, it says, it's more than you can say about his standalone figure that came with the B2 Emo here. So, I mean, there's not a lot going on with this figure. The hat is sculpted on, like I said, but there's a lot of great paint apps on it. On the chest armor, we have a couple little paint apps here and there, mostly here and there. There's nothing else on it. We have some sculpted painted bits on the arm. There's no paint, no paint. The belt is painted pretty nicely, and then we have the boots with some paint on them. So there's a lot going on here, but also not a lot going on. It's a fun juxtaposition of going on and not going on, but it works pretty well for just being sort of a drab Imperial uniform. It's like that's what it is. It works. But so what I wanted to take a look at is there's a couple other figures that are sort of dressed like this, which means that Hasbro probably reused it. But before we get into them, I can tell you right now, these legs right here, I don't know if they're reused from maybe a newer upcoming figure, but technically since this was announced first, this wins the prize for being new. These are new legs. As far as I can tell, these legs are new. I don't know if a figure's used them before. I looked, I couldn't see anything, so I might be wrong. Let me know in the comments if I'm wrong. But I don't remember seeing these legs used before. And I can tell they're new because they are single jointed with a little swivel, and that usually indicates that they are new. They're definitely not used from the older kind of mud trooper, tank driver, shore trooper design, which because those have armor down here and the old double jointed legs. So we have that, but it is a little bit of reuse. So for instance, this is the tank driver. Oops, got things falling over here. This is the Miggs Mayfeld tank driver here, and so you can see, like, the chest is the same, the arms are the exact same. So that's not new. But what is new, the belt isn't the same as this. This is more of an Imperial belt, but I think the belt itself is new. Although the holster is not even the same. This is new as well. So the chest is new, but this kind of torso and waist bit, even this, like all of these figures, anything that has this makeup, there's always a split right here in the front, whereas there's not a split on this one here. Well, I guess I should lower my camera so you can see what I'm talking about. Anyways, yeah, split, no split. So the arms and chest are reuse, but everything from the torso kind of down here down, the waist part, not the chest part, but the waist part down is all new. And then of course the head is new. So that's a good bit of new, I'll say. And I do like it. I think he looks great. And honestly, after seeing the episode, I want to get all of the Aldhani, the crew in the Aldhani mission. I love that little part in that little arc. It was a great arc. So I'd like to get the whole crew in the Aldhani getup for sure. So next, what we're gonna look at here, number 2 in the Andor line. I keep wanting to say Endor, but it's not Endor, it's Andor. We have the Imperial officer Dark Time. So there were a few Imperial officers in the show. This specific one with the mustache, I think was part of a flashback, very briefly seen. You know, we've gotten a couple of Imperial officers in the line before, but this is one of those things, I never mind getting Imperial officers because, you know, you can have a lot of troopers and stuff, but you need someone to command them. Someone that's not like Darth Vader or the Emperor, or Grand Moff Tarkin. You need some middle management here, and this is nice middle management. I love the black, very shiny. The boots, very, very shiny. But what's new here, the cape I don't think has been used before. I'm pretty sure this cape is new. And what I really want them to do is release a white version of his cape on a Director Krennic, because he wore this at the beginning of the movie. So that would be nice. You can kind of mess around with it. It's a very thick rubber. Just kind of be careful. I ripped mine here. This one's not ripped because here's what happened. I got a shipment of this just like the other Andor. I got this for $18 from Return of the Nerd store. Great guy. Again, go shop with him. But also Walmart at practically the same time shipped me this figure as well. So I got my Walmart order, which I ordered 2 of them to get free shipping. And then I got the one from Return of the Nerd. And when I noticed that I ripped the cape, I just opened up one of the ones I got from Walmart, replaced it, and I'm going to go return those 2 that I got from Walmart back. So I'll let someone at Walmart know that it's got a ripped cape. So I hope they don't try to put it back on the shelf. So he comes with this blaster. My problem with this, I think what would have really made this special is if they had a holster for this blaster, just like his. Like, they could have put that holster kind of back here, out of the way, but he wouldn't have to continually carry it. I know on the side art here he's carrying it, but it would have been nice if I could just holster it. That's my one big complaint with this. Otherwise, I actually really like this, and I love that they're referring to the 10 years, kind of going from the 10-year point of the Empire up to A New Hope. Is kind of referred to the dark times from that Obi-Wan Kenobi quote in A New Hope.
Before the dark times. Before the Empire.
I think that's pretty neat. Let's look at the figure here real quick. So we have his face. I'm trying to decide who this face looks like. I don't know if it's the mustache and just the fact that it's a white guy. It looks like someone to me, but I can't quite put my finger on who he looks like. I keep thinking like maybe Paul F. Tompkins, but I don't think that's right. But it looks familiar and I just can't place it. The cloak, if you want to, is glued on, but it's not hard to remove it. It's a little loose anyway. You can see as I wiggle around, it's loose. It's just kind of glued right here on the back, but you can get that off and clean it up if you want to pretty easily. If you want to take the cape off and give it to someone else, customize it a little bit. But what I want to point out here is the chest right here. I'm pretty sure this is new. There's a lot of molding here that I haven't seen on other figures. There's like stitch work. Let me get this close here. There's stitch work up and down, kind of molded in to the seams, that if we get, say like here's Admiral Piet, and I'm pulling him out here because I don't think I've ever actually put him in front of a camera before. I've looked at all these figures before. It's the same on all these figures. It's the same torso, same waist, same legs. So like Grand Moff Tarkin, Piet, Admiral, the one from Bad Batch, whatever, like they're all kind of using the same torso and waist and chest. They just have like a different, maybe a little bit different here to denote their rank, but for the most part, it's not different. Like it's the same kind of sculpt. So we have a different belt. We have stitch work along here. So this is new. The pants and the boots are not new. The arm, not new. But this part and the head, obviously new. One other thing, I guess it is a complaint. I wish his hat were removable. Like Piet's hat is removable. General Veer's hat is removable. It would have been nice if they had sculpted this hat on separately from the head so we could remove it. That would have been just nice. It's not a make it or break it for here. Like if I had to choose between a removable hat and a holster, I would choose a holster. But it just, again, it would have been kind of nice had the hat been removable. But other than that, I like this figure a lot. This is a good one. Okay, number 3, we have the Shore Trooper from Andor. So this is, it's a Shore Trooper. This figure originally came out in 2016. We've seen this before. It is slightly different. So I have the other regular Shore Trooper that came out in the line. Originally, this was a Walmart exclusive Shore Trooper, and then they released it in the archive wave. So I have 2 of them, 3 if you count the gold carbonized one, but I'm not pulling him off my wall and opening him up just to show him off on camera. He can stay where he is. So the figure itself is the exact same. It's not different. But what is different is the paint on it is different. So here, I don't know what the paint denotes. So please don't ask me. I didn't look it up, and I'm very okay with that. We have some different weathering. We're missing a couple paint apps here on the helmet and on the back here that he has that he doesn't. So you can see the weathering on the helmet here is more detailed, less detailed on the newer one. I do like the older one just a bit better, especially around here. We're missing on the belt there. Little things, but that's also different molding. Like this, whatever this is, doesn't exist here. The belt here is painted on the back. It's painted on the front, but they definitely skimped the back. I know people don't usually like look at their figures from behind, but come on, Hasbro. Like little stuff like this. I mean, I know little paint apps like this save cost. When they produce a lot of figures, little costs add up to pretty big costs. I get that, but come on, guys. Anyways, some other differences. We have the, I don't know if this is blue or white across the top here. I'm colorblind. It might be a light blue or an off-white, but it's one of those two. Though the symbol is a little smaller here than it is here. Let me get that close so you can see. So you can see much bigger, much smaller. That's kind of interesting. Maybe it's probably a little bit more accurate here, being smaller. This is probably more in scale with the actual show, whereas this is kind of enlarged to show the detail on the figure. I think this looks more accurate to me without actually having a picture in front of me. I'm just going to guess that the smaller one is a little bit more accurate. But the big piece that is different on this is this waist piece right here. You can see that this is a little bit more slanted and this is more straight up and down and a little bit bigger. And mostly that's because he has a holster sculpted into the side where he doesn't have anything. And I like that. We'll get into that a little bit more later. But moving down, we have the same pants, but he does have a couple extra little paint apps on the shin guards here that he doesn't have. Well, they have paint apps. They're just in different places, which is neat because it gives you more visual diversity, I suppose, in how the troopers look. But the big difference here is that he comes with this gun, this blaster here, and it's more of a hand pistol that matches his armor pretty well versus the Stormtrooper blaster, the E11, that the other one comes with. So I actually really like this. And the big reason why is that it fits in the holster, and that's really nice. So basically, it comes undone on the top right there. This slides right in like so, and then you can just kind of wrap that around and plug it in, and you have this holster strapped to his hip, and I really like that. I'm going to just be displaying my figure with the blaster holstered on my shelf just because I think that's more interesting than him constantly holding, especially as a little pistol. Like when you have more of a carbine like this, you know, it looks better when they're holding it because they can hold it in two hands with the hand on the stock or on the barrel there. Whereas it's really hard to show off a little, you know, what's essentially a pistol. It looks better when that's holstered rather than you know, holding it and just kind of putting it on their side or whatever. I mean, I guess you can kind of do a two-handed grip. So that's the Shore Trooper. I seem to remember when the Shore Troopers first came out, they were called Scarif Troopers. Then at some point, they officially got changed to Shore Troopers. Lastly, and probably my least favorite of them, I mean, the Shore Trooper's kind of boring. Anyways, I didn't even say that. That was a Target exclusive, as is the Imperial officer from Ferrix. Ferrix being kind of the main city that Andor and his family, his mom and like friends live in. That's where he kind of starts, and that's where it ends. Ferrix is sort of what I would say that the main the main city is. These are both Target exclusive, and I've seen them both on shelves. So if you're looking for that, he's number 4 in the line. If you're looking for him, you can go find him on Target easily. It's sort of just the same as the Han Solo Mimban Trooper, and that's not even sort of. From the neck down, it's the exact same figure. It's just black instead of this kind of more tannish gray, whatever color. I guess it's more of a gray than a tan, but I'm colorblind. We all know that. He comes with the same kind of open-faced helmet, but it's a lot skinnier. This one flares out a lot more. This one kind of goes straight down. It's taller and skinnier than this. They both have removable goggles. They're the exact same goggles. And of course, I've taken off Han's cape and his little breathing mask just to kind of make it a little bit more the same. He doesn't have any paint apps on him whatsoever. So like none of this weathering or anything like that, and that's kind of a bummer. I would have liked it if he had some kind of weathering on it. You can though remove the helmet just like on the Mud Trooper, so the helmet comes off pretty easily, and then we get a face underneath. I don't know whose face that is. It's just a random guy. It would have been nice if we had some kind of diversity in there, just so if you want to troop build them, they're not all clones of the same guy. But it's not the end of the world. You know, you could put the goggles down, which I guess I can show off here. So we have the goggles. And if you want, you can just put the goggles down, and it looks fine if you want to army build that. When you cover the eyes, it kind of comes across as a little bit more generic. You know, this is fine. I wish there was a little bit more to it. And mainly, especially after watching the finale of the show, he should have come with a shield like they had in the show. Like these guys were prominent in that last episode of the show. It would have been really cool if he also had a shield, or like a riot shield, to kind of go with it as an alternate weapon. So that's it. These are the 4 figures that you could get right now. The first 4 figures of the Andor line. We have the next couple figures from Andor coming out in the next wave of figures. Wave 35, I believe it is. That's got, you know, Stellan Skarsgård's character, Mon Mothma, all those guys. I can't remember off the top of my head anyone's names. Bix, love me some Bix. It's also got like Cal Kestis from Jedi Survivor. So that's the next wave coming out. Oh, the Luke from Mando and that droid. Anyways, so that's the next wave coming out, and that will house more of these Andor figures. But for the first 4 Andor figures, these are the only ones that'll be in the older style packaging. All of the newer ones will be in the newer style plastic free packaging. I like them, you know, for just being a lot of reuse for these first 4, especially because, you know, they are exclusive to Target and Walmart respectively. I'm okay with how much reuse was in them because I think it did elevate it. Like the Andor here elevated, the Imperial officer right here elevated, a new different shore trooper with a holster. You know, it's different enough for me to want it without just feeling like I'm just buying the same figure again. I do wish they would have updated some of the stuff. Like none of these figures have butterfly joints, and I think specifically Andor and the shore trooper really could have done, and even the Imperial officer really could have done with some butterfly joints, especially when they're holding 2 hands, or their weapon in 2 hands, I should say. You know, so that part kind of bugs me a little bit with the reuse because it's old enough reuse where they're missing a lot of those newer features. But the ones that have faces, you know, everyone with the shore trooper, the faces look great. Would have liked a little bit more paint on him, but I can see they put more paint on him, although not all of it. You know, so I don't know what they're thinking there. I'm not privy to any of the inner thoughts of Hasbro or what their reasoning is. You know, there's some people will say, oh, it's lazy, or oh, they're just being cheap or whatever. I honestly don't know. I don't know what their time or budget constraints are. I just can see that, yeah, there's definitely some paint apps missing. It is what it is. You want it, you don't. Buy it or you don't, and you move on. I bought these. I'm happy to have them. I'm glad I got these 2 at least for cheaper than normal. And I got these for normal price at Target. No, I didn't. I got them both from Papa Gord because they got them in Canada a long time ago. Thanks, Papa Gord. And then also thank you to Return of the Nerd for getting me these 2 at a good price. So there'll be a link down in the downstairs area if you want to check out his store. Cool guy. But that's it. Thanks so much for watching. I'm going to have more videos coming up. I'm going to have some Christmas videos starting next week to kind of lead up into Christmas. So look forward to those. You can see some in the background of this if you kind of go back and watch, or if you notice them on the way. So those will be coming up next week. I wanted to kind of put them closer to the actual Christmas time. I'm also doing, if you want to watch it, Advent calendar with my wife. We just kind of have fun talking and doing a daily Advent calendar from Lego, and that's a lot of fun. Let me know if you got any of these. Let me know down in the downstairs area if you got any of these. I love to read and respond to the comments when I can. I'd also love to thank these people here for supporting me on Patreon at a Black Series level or higher. It means a lot to me that these people support my channel. If you want to see your name on here, you can head over to my Patreon and get your name on here. But other than that, thanks so much for watching. Like, share, subscribe. That helps out the channel and that doesn't cost anything at all. Thanks for getting this far, for sure. And I'll see you later. Bye.